Very excited because this woman is such a big star that she doesn't have to be on these little Mickey Mouse shows, you know.
Right.
And so we're always very excited when she gets on the program because it makes us feel like we're, you know, playing Major League Ball here.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
In addition to being a musical icon, our first guest is now a best-selling children's author. Her latest book is entitled Mr. Peabody's Apples. I just didn't want any awkward moments, and now we've had one already.
Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Madonna. That's probably not a bad idea, if you don't want to come down with anything.
No, I don't want to get sick, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to...
Are you going to sit there the whole night?
I'm going to stay here.
Oh, well, that ruins everything.
Depends on how many times you insult me.
No, have I insulted you?
I don't know. I'm not... I just was wondering if you could qualify that statement that you made before
What statement? What did I say?
about pregnancies.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
You know what that was?
Yeah,
That was
no.
that was just a joke.
That was... Well, I was waiting for the punchline.
Oh, well,
Do you have one?
I don't feel, you know, I'm just
You don't
not,
feel
I'm
well.
I'm not myself, and I should be in a home.
Are you going to
probably.
use your illness for the rest of the evening?
If I need to, yes, absolutely. Well, now, come on over here and sit down.
Okay.
Thank you.
I brought you a hat.
Thank you. Yeah, we got it. Is this a brand new hat or somebody else worn this hat? It looks like somebody else has worn this hat. But I don't care.
It's actually, it's made to look worn.
I see. Very nice.
Distressed.
Now, I talked about the book, and maybe you haven't thought about this, but what about Mr. Peabody's Oranges? Wouldn't that be the perfect follow-up? And then kids
No,
could
because
be...
actually the next story is about a cobbler, a shoemaker.
Well, that's good, too.
Yeah, and the book is not actually about fruit.
It was not about fruit at all.
No.
Well, what is it about, for heaven's sake?
It's about how...
Now, wait a minute.
It's about how much you've inspired me in my life. Unbelievable. It's actually a tribute to you.
Oh, well, I'm terribly honored. But now, I was right about how many... This is the second published book, is that
Right.
correct? And the first one was an enormous success.
Yep, 7 weeks,
It's
number one
in its
at
fifth
bestseller list.
printing or something?
Yeah,
Well, that must be very gratifying for you.
yeah, I can assure you it's the last thing I ever thought I'd be doing.
Right. And what prompted the decision to do that? And how did you know you could do it? And was there a time when you thought, like, oh, geez, I can't do this?
Well, I do write.
Yeah.
I have written before.
Right.
I have used my brain.
But you know,
Occasionally.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't write a children's book.
Have you, but once you start reading books to your son, and congratulations, by the
Thank
way.
you. That's very nice of you.
You start to read the books, and sometimes you'll come across books that are amazing and inspiring and or funny, and a lot of times you'll read books and go, what is this crap I'm reading?
Right. Now, give us an example of books that you read that are amazing and inspiring.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Probably the classics, the ones that have withstood the test of time.
Like The Giving Tree. That's a beautiful story.
Right.
But I think I found with my daughter that I was reading a lot of stories to her about princesses who got swept off their feet, and princes married them because they were beautiful, and they all lived happily ever after, and I didn't think they reflected real life in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
So I thought, well, first, that was one of the reasons I felt inspired.
Sometimes reinforcing a stereotype that maybe we don't want reinforced at all, right?
Well, it's not really true. The one thing that struck me reading all those books is nobody asked the princess if she wanted to marry the prince.
Right.
And I thought that was a little bit irritating.
Yeah. And you have two kids.
And speaking of marriage,
Yes.
when I just want to know when you're going to tie the knot, because I have to tell you, marriage is a great thing.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you're like we've both been married once before.
Yeah.
And then we're kind of on the same.
And then we both had children,
That's right.
and we still weren't married.
Yeah.
And then we got married.
Right. Did you hear that? We got married!
No, you know, I was bringing you along in the developmental phases of our lives.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'll take care of it.
Maybe you're not feeling, maybe your immune system is not strong because you don't have certainty about your relationship. And
No, it's not that. It's just that the first marriage, and God bless my first wife, it ended in such
acrimonious way.
Yeah, it was contentious, but it was all me. It was all my fault. I failed the marriage.
You haven't grown
Well,
since then?
I don't know. I've had a child. That's something. That's progress, don't you think?
It depends on what you do with him.
Well, he's only a week old.
Yes, but just because you have a child doesn't
I took him out on the
mean
motorcycle last week. He
Oh, that's
loved
very
that.
good. Have you ever been on one of those Segways?
Yeah, I have been on one of
Yeah,
those.
my husband takes my son on the Segway.
Those are those things that you can't help but look sort of silly on those
Yeah,
devices.
you do look silly in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like riding around on that?
I got on one for about 60 seconds. I felt like an idiot.
Now, let me ask you a question about child rearing, because I know nothing about kids. You know, I'm 56, the boy's a week old. What do I know? And they tell you when he leaves the hospital, he's got that loose head thing. Now, when will that tighten up?
You mean the neck?
Yeah.
The neck.
Yeah. They said,
Yeah.
watch his head.
I think about 2 or 3 months.
2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing, you have to be careful, because you don't want him lying on one side or the other of his head too often, because he'll get a flat spot.
Also, you have to be careful about the soft
The soft spot, sure, but the flat spot thing is worrying me.
I wasn't told about a flat spot.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I have one now.
Do you? Okay.
I'm trying. I don't know what I'm talking about. We'll be right
wait a
back.
minute. No,
Huh?
you didn't answer the question.
What was the question?
About marriage.
Oh, you know, it's coming. We'll get married.
You will?
Yeah, you'll read all about it.
Okay. I'm looking for my flat spot.
Because it's unfair, I think, to the child. You don't want the child to be raised as a bastard.
Yeah, and what do you, I mean, you're going to go through the rest of your life introducing her as your girlfriend?
Well, no, I mean, maybe.
This is I mean, when you go to, like, are you going to go to, like, PTA meetings and stuff?
Yes.
And with your significant other?
We'll be there.
And she's going to, and you're going to, and your son is going to say, this is Daddy's girlfriend.
We went, listen to me.
Weird.
We went to PTA meetings before she was pregnant.
Was that... Wait, is she still in high school?
Well, how about that? Pretty good. Well, you haven't lost a step, have you? You can still hit the fastball.
Yeah.
We'll be right back here with Madonna, everybody. Welcome back. Madonna is here, and Chris Elliott. You live full-time in London, half of the year. How do you break that up?
Whenever we're not working, we're in England.
Right.
Yeah.
And you, I guess, have adapted to it nicely?
I'm an Anglophile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about the driving? Because
I drive on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah. And it's not only are you on the wrong side of the road, but the wheel is on the wrong side of the car.
And you do the stick shift with your
Your left hand. That's right. So it must have taken you a long time to adapt to that.
It did. It did. Yes.
Well,
Thanks for asking.
while you were learning, did you kill anybody?
No, but my husband almost killed me.
Yeah. And this is Guy Ritchie, the director. That's who it is.
That would be, yes.
Yeah.
That very thing.
And you got married 2 months after the last time you were here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, I didn't tell you I was getting married.
No, that's right.
I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
And so, and how does this compare? Maybe that's not a fair question because things change over time.
Yeah.
How does this compare to your first marriage?
Well, there is no comparison.
This is it then. This is the gold
Absolutely.
standard.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And what sort of recreational things do you folks do?
Aside from running red lights and in England, you mean?
Yeah.
We go to pubs.
That must be fun.
It's very fun. Yeah. Have you ever been to a pub?
Yes, yes. When I used to drink, I don't drink anymore, but I used to go there and.
You don't drink?
No.
Oh.
I had a little too much fun.
Really?
And do you go hunting? Do you go
Yes.
grouse hunting?
Well,
or
I
quail hunting?
haven't been lately, but I've gone pheasant hunting. Yeah.
Now, what is that? It's sort of a ceremony, isn't it?
It's a sport.
Mm-hmm.
It's a, it's a blood sport.
The idea is to kill the pheasants. Now, have you?
Well, the idea is, I'm not a vegetarian. The idea is that you go out, you go walking, and you take a gun, and you shoot your dinner.
Right.
And you bring it home, and somebody else, you hang it for a few days, and the meat gets nice and tender.
And is it? Do you enjoy eating the pheasant?
Yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah. And what do you wear when you're out there? Is it like camouflage?
Well, that's actually the most important part of it. Yeah. You wear these fantastic three-piece tweed suits.
Really?
Bespoke
To go hunting?
They're very, they're very stylish. And that's the part I like the best. The dressing, the knee socks, the +4s, the brogues, the tie, the cut, the shirt, the cap, everything.
And it's an all day in the country. Is the whole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They force you to drink whiskey in the morning. It's a lot of drinking in England.
Yeah. And
shooting.
What do you know? What do you know now of this latest problem for the royal family? What is it like over there now regarding that, or had it not broken before you came?
Well, we have sort of a ban on newspapers, magazines, and such in our house. So I only know that there's some kind of thing rumor going on around.
But you don't care much. It's their problems, and people
it's
should
not my
their
problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't pay any attention to it. It's gossip.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's the subject matter of Mr. Peabody's apples.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you another question about rearing your kids. Do you have a television?
Yeah, but we watch movies, not TV.
So the kids don't get to watch TV?
No.
They don't get to watch Mr. SquarePants?
SpongeBob?
Yeah, whatever he is.
No, they don't watch the program, but we get the DVDs. So there's no kind of commercials or programming or,
Yeah. And you
bad influences.
Oh, so and you'll continue that until they're how old?
Yeah, they get to watch one movie a week. It's a treat.
And will this be a problem for them when their peer group is all talking about what they've seen on TV the night before and they didn't get a chance to see it?
Well, I'm sending my daughter to a convent school in Ireland.
Really? Are you really?
And so she can learn the finer points of needlepoint. I'm not really worried about. They'll be caught up on pop culture.
All of that will come to them in due time.
They'll get filled in. I don't think they're missing anything.
Yeah. And now, did they see you on the MTV Music Video Awards when you were? I bet they didn't.
No, my daughter. Well,
that.
My son was sleeping, and my daughter was actually a flower girl in the performance. And as soon as she got off stage, she was whisked into a car and went home. So she doesn't know anything.
Yeah. Now that was. I thought that was great, by the way. And how does
you and every other man in the United States?
But how does a thing like that happen? How do you set
Which part?
Well, where you and this other lovely woman kiss. How did you get that arranged? Was it spontaneous?
Well, it was meant to be ironic because I was playing the groom and I had two brides, so we were operating on many different levels. First, it was the groom kissing the bride.
Right.
Only in this case, I had two, so I kissed Brittany and Christina. But also, it was kind of like a passing on of the baton, so to speak.
Right. Well, I got to tell you, that irony was lost on me.
Yeah.
It was exciting. It was fun, and then it gave everybody something to talk about for 2 months, and that's what
I'm here for.
Exactly, that's show business. All right, let's mention the book. Now, this is the earlier publication. Is that the English Rose,
yeah,
right?
That's the English Rose.
This is the one is in its 5th printing, and has sold, I would guess, millions and millions of copies worldwide. And this is...
Zillions and trillions.
Zillions and trillions. And this is Mr. Peabody's Apples, and it is in bookstores right now. Brand new book from Madonna. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Be careful, I'd go wash that off. We'll be right back with Chris Elliott, everybody.